What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Car Mechanic Simulator 2021. As always, if you guys are enjoying this series, make sure you leave a like on the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. Today, we're going to be continuing on with yet another story order. I know, it kind of seems like we're doing a lot of these, but believe me, there is a method to the madness here. You guys can see we're level 9. As soon as we hit level 10, we'll actually be able to use these barn maps that we've been hanging on to for a very long time. So just to show you guys here really quick, you can see car auctions, level 15 required. Barns, level 10. We're so close. We're almost there. Off camera, I worked on, I want to say 2 regular orders, and that brought us up to level 9. So today, we actually get to continue with our next story order. This one is a 1995 GMC Vandura. Never even heard of this van before. Never seen a GMC Vandura before, but it looks pretty sick. Not gonna lie. This one says, "Hi, my sister recommended your workshop. Truth be told, when I learned the location, I couldn't believe that there was anything standing here at all. And yet, here you are. A great garage. Back to the car. I'm coming with my truck." Not a truck. Now, well, some people do call vans trucks, don't they? It's weird. She says, "I use it every day at work. It's a bit worn out, but it's not missing anything. Apart from the engine's crackling and drops in power, I don't see any major problems. But maybe it's a matter of habit. Please, take a closer look at the suspension. The car's often carrying some loads. Do the routine checkup and make it usable for a few more years. Thanks, change the oil, and other tasks." That is literally all we know, and we're just going for it, dude. Going in blind here on the GMC Vandura. Oh my God! What did this lady do with this van? Bolt Cargo? Is that what it... Oh, right. Because it's a lore-friendly. The name is changed, but the van itself is still the same model that it would have been before. So instead of GMC, it says Bolt on the front. Looks like we're working with a V8 of some sorts. Noticing a lot of worn-out parts. That is for sure. A lot of worn-out parts. What do we got up here? Alternator. Oh, I6 alternator on a V8. That is weird. Okay, this is gonna be an interesting one, I can already tell. Let's get this thing moved to the car wash, first mostly, so we can get her shined up. We'll do the interior first, get that taken care of. Oh, also are there only 2 doors? Weird. Normally with these work vans, you would have like a sliding door on just the one side. Maybe not both, sometimes both. But then this one only has the 2 front doors and then the 2 rear doors. It doesn't matter. I don't even know why I'm getting into it. Let's just wash the van. There we go. All right, we'll spray off all the years of road grime on this thing. The body is in pretty rough condition. I'm gonna be honest. Is she, whoops. Is she wanting us to do something special with this thing? Change the oil, other tasks. Doesn't say anything about the body damage, so I'm not sure. But now that we have it looking all spick and span, dude, let's go ahead and send her into the car lifter A, and we'll get this thing up in the air, see what we see on the underside. The wheels actually look brand new, which is weird compared to the whole rest of the body of the thing. I'm actually gonna put it all the way up in the air because it said we had to change the oil, so well, I don't want to drain it just yet, do I? We might have to do some diag. I'm trying to sort of learn my lesson, not just completely dismantling a car immediately and trying to actually use the diagnostic tools. So I'm gonna do my best here to make sure that I do that today. What do we have going on here? I have never seen a front subframe like this before, but it makes sense because they're trying to make it look like a body on frame type of vehicle, like a work van would be, or like a truck, anything of that nature. So that actually makes sense. But when I first looked at this, it kind of threw me for a loop. Okay, so I know what they're doing there. Ooh, rear suspension. Dude, it's all suspension. And I can see right away. I don't even have to disassemble anything. I can see what's broken and what needs to be replaced. And I think this list is pretty severe. Holy, wait a minute. Does that say 8 pages worth of... You're joking, right? 8 there are 8 pages worth of parts that we have to figure out what's broken. Related though, How about this? Let's get a nice solid time lapse of us dismantling all of the suspension stuff that we can see firsthand, and then we'll kind of turn our attention to the engine and see what's maybe problematic up there. But right off the bat, I'm noticing a lot of suspension issues, so I'll see you guys after we have it all dismantled. Okay, now that we have both the front and the rear suspension pretty much completely torn apart, I left in like the rear diff and the drive shaft and all that. I just didn't really see the need to pull it out. And then the front subframe, I pulled out whatever bushings were bad, which was just the front two on this. So I left the rears in. I figured why take the entire thing out if we don't need to. But I do have one concern. It kind of looked like our front suspension, like the struts, or the coil-on strut rather, was a little corroded, a little gross. But if we open up our inventory here, you can see this is one of the front ones, the double wishbone shock, and it says 42%. So I'm not really sure if we should disassemble it and figure out maybe if one of those components, because it's kind of like a group type item. So if I separate one of them, let's do the 41%. I just want to see if we have to replace one component, or maybe we should just do the entire thing. I don't know. So now if we remove that, oh yeah, dude, front spring for sure. And that's just for the one side. What about the other side? Probably still, yeah, it's definitely still a spring. Okay, and a nice thing that I just learned is if you like hover over an object in your inventory and press the space bar, you can also add items to your shopping list that way. So that's kind of handy. And then the rear suspension had a different setup, right? It wasn't quite the same. Yeah, that had rear shock absorbers and then leaf springs. So no issues there. We don't have to like deconstruct something. Well, sweet, dude. Okay, so let's actually look at the car status now, and we'll see how many of these pages we've cleared out. So there's one page down, 2, 3. Okay, we've only cleared 3 pages of the 8. So that's good. That's good, dude. God, this is gonna take a long time. So, what should we do now? Do we just drop it down? Oh, wait. Well, should I use the diagnostic tools and maybe we'll try to figure out if there's something... let's see if the engine can turn over, actually. Fuel pressure test, okay. Can't be done. We also did remove the fuel pump because that was... While we were back there, I noticed it was rusty, so I removed that. Okay, so we're not going to be able to do compression test or the fuel pressure test. Kind of my bad on that. Car doesn't have an OBD2 port, right? This would be an OBD1 vehicle, right? 95? Somewhere in between 95 and 97, vehicles became OBD2 instead of OBD1. That's like the diagnostic plug-in port in the vehicle. All you mechanics out there that are most definitely watching this, I mean, why wouldn't you be, right? You guys know what I'm talking about. You guys know what I'm saying. So the only tool that we can use, the only diagnostic tool that we can use here, ooh, alternator. Okay, we already knew that though, is the multimeter. So not really gonna learn that much from this, unfortunately. It'll tell us if relays and fuses and things are bad, but yeah. As expected, we have the alternator, which is right on top of the engine. Kind of hard to miss that one. So I don't think we're going to be able to use any diagnostic tools on this, is kind of what I'm realizing. I'm now going to go around and just drain each and every reservoir because it did look like in the like order notes, the lady did want us to drain and refill a bunch of things. So I'm just going to do all of them. That way we don't forget something. Make it a little bit easier on ourselves. And with all of those reservoirs now drained, I do think I'm going to dismount the battery and give that a good charge. It looks like it's at 55%. So we'll just be a good person and get that charged up for him. Free of charge. No pun intended on the charge side of things. Now that we have the battery reinstalled and all the other fluids and things are drained, I think we should probably just drain the oil since we're not gonna be able to even use any of our other diagnostic equipment anyways. So let's go ahead and get all of that old oil out of there. It's not that gross in color, which makes me have a little bit of hope that the bottom end of this engine's not gonna be completely torched, but I guess we're not gonna know until we dig into it. So let's just go ahead and do that. Okay, surely that has to be all 8 pages now, completely diagnosed, right? Come on. Oh, there it is. All right, that's what we like to see right there. So, literally everything except for the block, pretty much had to be pulled off. I mean, you guys would have seen that in whatever brief little time lapse just took place, but this thing is a freaking disaster. She wasn't lying though. You know, she did tell us that everything is here, or everything was here. It just might not have been in the best condition, and it definitely wasn't. Almost everything we pulled off was like in the 10 to 15% durability left. I'm feeling good though, now that we've got the whole thing completely disassembled. The only thing now is that we have to go into the store and literally purchase 8 whole pages, or I guess you could call this 7 pages, right? Because there's only one part on the 8th page. Okay, I have every single part now purchased. Now what we have to do is go through this entire list, all 8 pages, and highlight every single part that has to be replaced. Oh, I forgot to mention, all 8 piston rings were completely fried. So we're replacing all of those. Only 3 of the pistons were actually faulty, but all the rings were pretty shot. I kind of can't wait to see this, dude. It's gonna light up like a freaking Christmas tree. Okay, so just standing back and looking at it, right? It's not that intimidating. But let's go into the engine bay and look at that, dude. That is the most amount of outlined items we've seen on a vehicle this far, and it gets really chaotic in the engine department here. You can see just how many push rods. Well, you can't really see it, but you can kind of make out just how many push rods we had to take out of this thing. And then rocker arms, that was another big faulty piece for this engine. So now we get to take the time and chuck it all back in the vehicle, and hopefully we'll be back on the road, or the lady will be back on the road. And finally, the last thing we have to do here is just top off all of the fluids. Dude, this thing has been kind of a nightmare, if I'm being honest. It's not so much that we had to disassemble the entire thing because the entire thing was broken. It's just that all the parts that were broken were like buried down deep inside the engine. So we had to basically tear everything apart just to replace a handful of components. But now that everything is back together, we can go through and start topping off all the fluids, and then I think we're done. If I remembered to put everything back, you know, where it belongs, I think we'll be in good shape here. Oh, and I just remembered, dude, I left myself a note on my desk to make sure that I upgraded our abilities before we actually started on today's project, because we kind of hit level 9 off camera while we were doing non-story order work. So now we have 3 available skill points that we have yet to use. So hopefully, I mean, I don't know if we're going to level up from this. I doubt it. But once we actually finish the job, I'm pretty sure that's that. Like, whatever XP we could have gathered would be gone. And I'm only a little sad. I'm only a little sad that I forgot all about that, because this thing probably wouldn't have taken as long. We could have, like, upgraded our unmounting and remounting skill speed or something. I don't know. But hopefully that is the Vandura now completely finished. There we go. Once we see that green around finish order, dude, that means we're good. So we're gonna have a 0% XP bonus, a 0% credit bonus. We're at 13,000 credits currently. Let's see what happens, dude. Kind of curious. Oh, we did level up. Level 10, baby! Oh my god, that's big. We're up to 20,000 credits. Holy crap. I can't believe we actually leveled up. Okay, I didn't think that was gonna work. So I have to be careful not to open the phone to spoil what the next story order will be, but hopefully on the next episode, rather than doing a story order. Why is it so hard for me to say? Normally I accidentally say story odor all the time, because we're going to be able to go to these barn locations and hopefully find a barn find in one of those barns. I'm thinking that's probably what we're going to do if we have a lot of money. 20,000 really isn't all that crazy, but we have some skill points now, even more skill points. So let's see what we can unlock. We have, oh, these all cost 3. Okay, so we're going to be able to unlock 2 of these top ones, or we could do the 4 on the side here, the running speed and the eagle eye. I really don't see the need for eagle eye or the running speed or movement speed, whatever. So you know what? I'm going to go with these middle 2 here. We're going to do strong arms, mounting and unmounting by 25%. All right, oh yeah, I forgot. We got to hold that. Got to hold that one. And then I'm going to do fast hands, increased screwing speed by 25%. There we go. So now we have 0 skill points. Let's take a look at this really quick, see what else we could do. Okay, so some paint shop upgrades, another lift probably wouldn't be a bad thing. I'm chilling. I'm chilling right now. Not even worried about it. So since we hit level 10, let's go through and sell all of the parts that we have left over, all that stuff. And we have a case to open before we wind things down. We're gonna go for the middle one, as we usually do. And then we're gonna go for the first one. Another bonus barn map. Dude, that's legendary, because we're actually probably gonna use one of those in the next episode. So that's very sick. How many of these do we have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 barn maps. Surely one of those 7 barn maps is gonna give us a pretty nice car to start working on or to start flipping for the next episode. But with that being said, I do think we're going to wind things down here. So once again, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.